everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is November the 4th of 2024. Strong hand, long-term thing. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. Golden age. This is a golden age, people. I'm loving it in the Bitcoin overlay. 20%ers in the house, buying over crying. Be proud of a lot of things. Be proud of being American. Be proud of being a Bitcoiner. Be proud that you're offended by selling. Be proud that Adam was able to get a credit card loan that will allow him to keep all of his Bitcoin until sometime next year. Pound that like button. Okay, I think 16 Bitcoin make you a millionaire. No, I still have never sold a Bitcoin. I'm going to make it through 2024 thanks to my good credit. Pound that like button. All right. This is the Bitcoin election is tomorrow. I had to do a show, didn't I? I had to do a show before. Everyone's doing a show like in the next 24, 48 hours. I wanted BJ Dichter on this darn show. I forgot to tell. Oh, God. But he's very busy. I want people to ask questions. Send the super chat. Type in Bitcoin Meister. I don't even know my name anymore. And I did want to thank Deniz. And who else did I want to thank here? Deniz and Tune In Dropout, Izabella Drayven, and Cold Flow Still Moon, like clear water. We need $100 for the next One Bitcoin show. And that might be right after the election, depending on if I have time. I really want to get BJ on the show. I think we have a good conversation together. We'll talk about politics also, about the what's going on in Israel. This show today is about Bitcoin and politics, obviously, but you'll be able to ask us anything. And Benjamin has a lot to say. He's a lot to say, and I agree with his basic theme. Some of the things I have differences anyway. So that'll be soon. Who knows? He said he could do it tomorrow. I don't think I can do it tomorrow. Now, because I'm running, my run is tomorrow. I run 3 or 4 times a week. So what do we have here? So let's talk about, I see people are in the chat. So real quick, did you eat a lot of pumpkin seeds this Halloween? That is a great question, Jackknife. So far I have found 5 free pumpkins. And yes, I've eaten a lot of pumpkin seeds, but a lot of freaking pumpkin. My Lord. Oh, my Lord. But yeah, they were all free. And if you know how to cook them, I would boil your pumpkin and then just eat the seeds raw. I keep them in the white husk still. I don't try to pop them out or cook them or anything like that. Should the bull market crypto prices be higher by now? No, they shouldn't actually. They're actually in the right. This is a great segue into what we're talking about here. Because first of all, everyone can tell that the market, all sorts of markets want Trump to win. So whenever it looks like Harris is doing a little better, the Bitcoin price goes down. And yesterday there was a crazy poll that came out of Iowa, which is probably not true, that she was ahead in Iowa. And the Bitcoin price went down a considerable amount at that point. Because if she wins Iowa, I just want to make this very clear to you. If Kamala Harris wins Iowa, she's going to be president of the United States. That's just, but dominantly win the election. She'll dominantly win the electoral college. She wins Iowa, but I think that was a very much an outlier. On the other hand, if Donald Trump wins New Hampshire, he will become the next president. But those states were not supposedly in play, so that's why it creates. The Iowa. If all of a sudden they said Trump is going to win New Hampshire this second, the Bitcoin price would go up. But what I'm trying to say is the next 24 hours, it's going to be insane. The prices, there are going to be all sorts of rumors, lies going through. The election probably will not be determined. Now, I said the election probably won't be determined until Wednesday or maybe Thursday. Who knows? Again, if it is not close, I think it's very, very close. I think it's very close. I hope it's not, but because I want to get the elect, I just want it just to be over with, for God's sakes. And I already voted, obviously. And I'm a registered Democrat still. I never changed it since I was a little kid. I registered. There's no reason to change it. And it doesn't matter what your register. It's a joke. But I don't vote for the Democrats, my lord. By the way, Ben Shapiro's got a good show for all you people in Ohio, Montana, all those states where the Senate race is important. That is very important. I voted for Larry Hogan. That's very important to do in Maryland. He doesn't have much of a shot, but that would be very, very, very important. And I know he's compared to most Republicans, he's horrible, terrible on lots of things. But compared to who he's running against, my lord, where was I going with this fabulous rant here? But yes, if it comes in, because some of the states do it better than others. I wonder why. You can figure that out later. But some of them count votes a lot better. I mean, it should all be done in a second. But some of these states are so inefficient and horrifying. It's just terrible. Their bureaucracies they have one freaking job. Count the votes. They can't even count the votes. But like if it came in that Donald Trump won New Hampshire, then yeah, we'll know the results by the end of the night. If there's some upset early on. Now, if he loses, and also if he loses North Carolina, then it's over. He's not going to become president. I mean, or maybe I know the mathematics will still be there, but that's a very bad sign. Now, if he lost if the results of North Carolina and Georgia came back, and would be weird, but if he lost North Carolina and won Georgia, then it wouldn't be determined yet. All right, so where should the price be in terms of the cycle? In the regular cycle, this is where Bitcoin should be approaching beating its previous all-time high, which from 2021 was 69,000. But we beat that already in February or March, and we already beat that again when last week when the markets really thought Donald Trump had a better chance than they possibly think now. Now, they didn't think he had a great chance. I mean, it's going to really make a difference. This tech right thing. I love this term tech right. People talk about the alt-right. People talk about the religious right. All these rights that they're so scared of are going to take over Donald Trump. Who is paying Donald Trump, right? Who's giving Donald Trump all the money right now? It isn't, it's some fanatical religious Christian, blah, 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 blah. And Tucker Carlson talks nonsense. He's not the one giving him money. It's actually the tech moguls that Tucker Carlson rails against. Elon, he doesn't rail against Elon anymore, but there's other dudes that Tucker, and they're not even all in tech. They're in tech, they're venture capital, which funds tech. But Tucker, he'll rail against, they do, it's useless. It's useless what those finance guys does. It's complete ignorance on Tucker's part to say what finance people do is useless. It's great what all these venture capital people do. It's great with all these finance that I can get a credit card loan and just, I mean, it's awesome like that. Anyone can get a credit card loan, much worse on great terms and everything like that because of finance. If we didn't have finance, we'd be living like in the Stone Age. It'd be completely ridiculous. But the point is, Elon Musk is giving Donald Trump a lot of money. The Bitcoin people are. Chamath is. Brian Armstrong, he is completely betting on Trump, because these people understand that, Trump is not perfect. But what he did last time, he got rid of all sorts of regulations. What Kamala and Biden and those people want to do, they want to regulate all this crypto stuff. They want to go down the Elizabeth Warren path or something like it, which is horrible. It slows down the innovation. It does not benefit anyone. The wealth, the money is going to flow into all these companies. All these people who are hesitant about crypto and all this technology stuff. It's just going to flow when they don't have to worry about some senator who knows nothing about technology, knows nothing about Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, says this is bad for poor people. So the rich people that own these companies have to jump through all these hoops and can't do this and you can't do that and you can't do DeFi, you can't do that. It's complete nonsense. And Trump he's gotten the people that have gotten his ear are people that understand, like, let the technology flow. And so this is the tech right. So if he wins, I think they will gain ascendance in the Republican Party. I think that will be a very good thing. But there are all these other senators that have taken their money too and are into this now too. It gives, because I think in the last few years, it was so typical to vilify the rich and just to not be proud of innovation and success. And now, like Elon Musk is just putting his finger up to it, and this is who he's giving his money to, because the other people want to still put their finger up to all the people that are creating awesome things and are trying to just trying to advance society and culture and just living our lives, living longer. And they're just, these people are primitive because they just are victim lovers. When you love the victim, you become just like them, primitive and stupid and backward and a Luddite, okay? That is what you become. And that is what, I mean, this is the difference. This is a big thing in this election. Are you going to support modern society that is going forward, that is going to let the free market not be scared of new things, not be scared of being powerful, not be scared of being good, not be scared of like saying, I don't want to be a victim? Or are you just going to choose the other side that just whenever there's someone weak or stupid or just it does horrible things, they give out an excuse for them because they're a victim and everything? I mean, this is the basic thing coming out of, I mean, in terms of the economic policy of Trump, it's clear. And in terms of the foreign policy with Israel also, it's like savages attacked in the most savage possible way, a technologically advanced culture, okay? And the technologically advanced culture is not allowed to use all their technology to seek out and destroy and make sure the savages that did this never do this ever, ever, ever again. How did we be? Japan and Germany, they were defeated. You're not allowed to win a freaking war anymore. It's insane. And Trump is not perfect on this either. He's not perfect on, let the good guys win. Let modern free market people win, whether it be in war, whether it be in don't get in their way. Just don't get in their way. And right now, that the people that are in power right now, the Democrats, get in the way are the people that are winners and should be winning and are the most powerful and are the smartest and have good on their side, are the very definition of good, if you truly understand what good is. So, I mean, that's my, and I want to say that it's just amazing that we have people all over, the people that say that the BRICS are on the ascendance. Does the economic markets care about the election in Russia, the election in Brazil, the so-called election in China or India? No, they do not care about. Look, the whole world's economic market is dependent. I mean, it's on who's going to win the election. It's amazing. All these markets all over the world, okay? But everyone is watching this election because they know it affects the whole world. The United States controls. Is just a major influence on the entire world. We have the biggest and best companies. They're in freaking California, for God's sakes, which is unbelievable. That keeps California afloat. They're going to be able to eat. The people are like, oh, California is going to eventually collapse because you can't. No, they have the most powerful, richest companies in the world, like 7 of them, 7 out of 10 or something. I don't even know what it is, but they are the greatest, most innovative ones. It's unbelievable, and not just California, United States. It might be 6 that are in California or 5, but it's in the United States. We have like 8 of the 10. It's unbelievable. And if you just got rid, and then we had Coinbase would all of a sudden come up to their level if they didn't have to worry about all this regulation and stuff that's going on. Okay, but the United States should be dominating cryptocurrency. Okay, and Donald Trump, one of the things that supposedly he said to one of his advisors was that he doesn't want China to dominate crypto. So that's, one of the reasons he's just going to let it go wild. Okay. That might not, that's okay. At least he's going to let it go wild. He's got to always tie something into nationalism. Okay, fine. If you're going to say that. But it's more about just let the private people in the United States do their thing. And yeah, it's going to, every industry that is let to roam free, and we dominate every industry in the United States when there's no regulation on it. The fracking, we're kicking their tuchluses in the Middle East right now if they let the technology of fracking keep going and going and going, okay? Even more, okay? The American mind, it's different. But some people have been trying to destroy it. That initiative, just to be the best, to be the freaking best. Even if you're already the best, be the darn best, all right? And, he gets twisted up in all these, but again, it is amazing that what I want to say about the BRICS, okay? This is the easy thing to remember about the BRICS. There's so many of them. There's so many people. They're so big. 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0. What does that equal? What does that equal? If you add up 5 different zeros, if you add up 8 different zeros, what does that get you? 0. Pound that like button. And that's what the BRICS are. Yet you could put all those zeros to frickin' together. It doesn't make a difference. It does not beat whatever number you want to rank the United States, because the United States is producing a lot of stuff, a lot of great minds. And it's at the end of the world if Trump loses. No, it's not the end of the world, okay? Don't go crazy or anything like that. There's going to be more regulations. She can be bribed also, okay? A lot of these people, some of them can come to their senses. It's going to be much harder. But yeah, it's going to take freaking bribes, okay? And we're the rich. The people right now that are getting rich are the crypto people. Brian Armstrong, all these other people, they've done a good job. They'll bribe if they need to, okay? That's how this darn, people don't like it. It's sad. And I want to say another thing here. It just, I mean, we shouldn't have this, the state controlling any aspect of the economy, making industrial policy. They call it the mixed economy. Call it what it is. Call it whatever it is, economic fascism. It is economic fascism practiced by the Republicans, by the Democrats. Just let the separation of economy and state. Just do it. Like, get your hands off of it. Stop the regulation, okay? All right. Pound that like button. I don't know who. I obviously I hope Trump wins, because in terms of the Bitcoin price, it could go if it's proven that he was won by Wednesday or whatever. Yeah, we're gonna get to all-time highs again. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it again. We almost got there the other day. So if he wins, it's going to now. If he loses, there's gonna be an overreaction. I think there'll be an overreaction in terms of the Bitcoin price if he loses, because we are in the probably delay the all-time high till January. We'll probably go down into the 50s or something like that. I don't know. So I really do. And so also if the Democrats do, if Kamala does win, then another thing that the tech right could do is just like really take over the Republican Party and say, okay, like this candidate's going to be here. This candidate's going to be here. We're doing it this way. This is what we're going to be known for now. Because right now, the tech right is a new term, and I hope it really gets used a lot. I hope they stick around. I hope Peter Thiel throws some more money into it in the future. I think he sat this one out, and he's definitely could be a tech right type of guy. All righty, so let us move on to the other topics. In the super, send if you got any more questions, send the questions to Bitcoin Meister or do the super chat. Please retweet this. It's out there on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter, TECHBALT. All right, we talked about the BRICS. We talked about the tech right. Yeah, and another reason that everybody cares about the United States election so much is that the dollar rules the world. The dollar rules the world. They know if the right administration gets in, the dollar will be strong. The dollar will be stronger. They even want more dollars. Okay, everyone wants to be a part of this thing. That's one of the reasons the dollar will always be the number one. People don't care about the elections in the Eurozone or anything like that. Like, who's going to overtake it? Not 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0. That's not going to overtake it. And it's just okay. So the way the dollar could go away is like, stop being interested in our elections. They can't stop being interested. Everything's intertwined. United States controls culture on a certain level. Hollywood still, even though Hollywood isn't the center of movies and everything anymore, entertainment is still coming out of the United States. There's just so much when you let people be innovative and just be and have 50 different experiments all over the United States. That's a thing about the Democratic Party right now, is that they want more, all the states that have the same culture be the same. No, it's the different cultures that make this nation so awesome. And there'll always be different cultures. Just the geography makes it so. I mean, Utah is different from Maryland. I love it. I mean, it's so much different. California is different than Michigan. And and this creates just people moving to where they fit in the most. And most people are trees and they just stay where they are. But it allows some states to win. Right now, Florida and Texas are really winning because they've gotten rid of a lot of course, taxes, which is a hindrance, which is a regulation unto itself. but all sorts of regulations. Now we're going to get into electoral college stuff in a second. Okay, so we talked about the so yeah, hopefully the tech right will control the Republican Party, and hopefully they'll buy up people in the Democrat Party too to do the right thing. We talked about the United States. We'll talk about the census. Oh yeah. Also, I'm tired of hearing the term sacred institutions in the United States. This world is changing. Okay. They're no more. Harvard isn't a sacred. It doesn't have to be saved. Okay. If they want to save themselves, they can save themselves. If the universities want to save themselves, let them save themselves. Don't worry about it. This AI stuff that's coming out now. You're going to be able to get an AI just to teach you everything you need to know. It'll be totally customized. We're not going to need high school. The only reason we're going to need high schools and middle schools and elementary schools is for kids to socialize at that point. And colleges, maybe also that'll be the only reason. When I look back on my college years, that's my fondest memories from WashU. It's just the socialization. I mentioned this before, just socialization and being around good people, classy people, not violent people, people from good, just smart people. It was good. I could have learned a lot more. I didn't, I just wanted to get as good grades as I could. I wasn't really intaking much. I was like regurgitating, which is unfortunate. And I really admire the kids that are mature enough that just don't want to get laid and stuff and party, that go to school, college to learn. But I wasn't one of them. So I mentioned this before. It would just be a hypocrite of me to say to kids today, don't go to college, because I had a blast in college and just socially. But who knows? All right. So, but don't worry about these institutions and networks. It's all about networks now. Network. It's just a shifting of how we look at things. We don't have to be centralized around institutions. We can be decentralized in networks that we jump off of, we join in on. It's just a great time to be alive. I like it a lot. And I'd love for Elon Musk and all these people to create all sorts of innovations so we could all live longer and healthier and more productive lives. This AI thing, which the United States is on the verge of dominating, it might just be such a huge game changer. First of all, in the United States, we have companies that are more powerful than like half the countries on Earth. Okay, Google's more important than Botswana, isn't it? Isn't it? Amazon's more important than not Niger. If Amazon won the Raisin Army and Niger won the Raisin Army, who would win? It's not even funny. All right. So, but people find that offensive. They find that, God, how can a company be powerful? You're stuck in this old mentality of institutions, of countries being these like godlike institutions. It's institutional worship. With the whole January 6th stuff, when they were yelling about that, they're like, our sacred congressional building was breached. Okay, it's not cool when you have a riot in a public building. No, that's not cool. But it's not sacred. You don't work. God does not live there. This is like, you don't need that building to take care of you, all right? And if that building was no longer there, you could still be very successful. The building it's just a physical thing. It's the culture. It's the beliefs. It's the thinking system. It's the philosophy. Philosophy matters a lot, people. And there are some people with some backward philosophy. The best philosophy out there, as an Ayn Rand promoter, is objectivism, definitely. So learn it. Learn about Ayn Rand. Some of the people that support her are they got TDS, some of them. No one can be perfect. So I that is a great philosophy. Ayn Rand and her books are that short one, again, I will recommend, because Atlas Shrugged is very long. That took a while for me, okay? So driving across the country. But the one that's short that really sums it up too is Anthem. And Anthem is the tyranny of we. All these people that have to be part of we, this group, we. There's no I anymore. Be an I. Be an I. I is very important. Be an individual. Be a unique beast. Right? And that's what you learned from Anthem, but it sums up a very important, her hatred of collectivism. Collectivism is the worst. Individualism is an accomplishment. Collectivism is primitive barbarism. All right. Let me see what else we got here. With the Bitcoin election, I talked about what can happen with the Bitcoin price. All right, there was one other thing. The census thing. I'll talk about that last. Yeah, I guess it's last now. I'm on last here. All right, so the census, the United States is required to have a census every 10 years, 2010, 2020, 2030. And what it's become since I've been aware of things, it's just a welfare program to get all these people, to pay people to knock on doors they're stupid and they're just asking questions. And it's just, who knows if they're even writing it down right, correctly. Well, the 2020 census was intermingled with the whole virus thing. There were all sorts of ways people could be corrupt. And yeah, a lot of states gained population. A lot of red states, Texas, Montana, Florida, I think probably Utah did. To a point where these states were gaining and other states lost. So you have to redistribute the congressional balance, which is redistributing the electoral college, okay? Because the electoral college is determined by how many Congress people. So it creates redistrict. So I think New York lost a congressman, and Florida gained 2, and Texas gained 2. Well, I remember when this was happening, and they finalized it. It was really close for some of them. Like it looked like Texas. I might have the numbers off. One of the states should have gained 3, and another one should have lost another one. So now Ben Shapiro is talking about this now, okay? Only now. Like, oh yeah, they probably didn't allot the congressional districts correctly. They probably didn't do it correctly. And it was pretty obvious then. The Republicans can be CUCK sometimes. They just let it go by. What do you think the Democrats would have done? They would have said it's unconstitutional. This is a complete usurpment of power. This is a fascism. This is this, that, and the other. They're lying. They're this, that. The Republicans, what did they do? I don't remember them doing it. I remember thinking like, this isn't good. Everyone thought, some of the Republicans thought it was great. Oh yeah, now we got more congressional representation in these red states. Yeah, but they didn't get what they should have gotten. They still let New York, California have these congressmen they should never have had. So those states, now we got this election coming up. And so the Democrats are going to win New York and California and get that many electoral college votes, but they probably should have gotten 2 less. You're like, oh, what's 2? God forbid we see what 2 means. God forbid we could see what it means, the difference between 2. If he only loses by 2 or he only loses by 1, then you'll know what 2 frickin' means. Pound that like button. And it might have been like 3. It probably is. It's because, again, the people you have taking these census, go knocking on doors, they're morons. They're controlled by one party, all right? That is, and they're trying to get them to favor, to give these states, they messed in the city of Baltimore. They try to say, oh no, they didn't really lose that many people. They lost plenty of people. They just lie and lie and lie. And all these inner cities that they try to make it, oh no, they didn't lose as many people as they said. They lost. Oh, it's horrifying. Have you ever seen the empty shells in West Baltimore like I have, or East Baltimore? Up front means your face smelling it when you're running past and everything. It's lost a lot of darn people, okay? And you got to hand the Democrats a lot of credit on this one, because they infiltrated that darn thing. They really did. I think that was a very smart plan. If you just slowly but surely, you can lie a little bit and you save yourself 1 or 2 or 3 congressional seats, which is 1 or 2 or 3 electoral college votes. It can make a big difference in the presidential race, in the Congress. Look how close the Congress is now too. It's crazy. So God forbid. This is the worst case scenario, is that, yeah, we get Kamala in there. They take a Elizabeth Warren economic policy that will hinder Bitcoin. Probably won't get very high this cycle. It'll get a new all-time high. I think no matter what, it'll get to 3 digits, 6 digits. Pound that like 6 digits. But no doubt about it, if Trump wins, it'll go to more. So it'll be a handicap. But then the other bad things that can happen is like Elizabeth Warren she gets some high up position, and she's poised to be the next president of the United States or something like that. And if things really go haywire, now this is why it's so important. The Senate races are so important in Ohio and Montana. Just do the easy thing, guys, and vote for the Republicans in Ohio and Montana. We won't have to worry about the scenario I'm about to tell you. But if the Democrats control all three, if they control the Senate, the House, which it looks like they're going to control the House, and the Senate, the House, and the presidency, then they talk about following precedents and all this stuff. Precedents will be out the window in 2 seconds. Puerto Rico and Washington, D.C. will become states. And all you smart Bitcoin guys who moved to Puerto Rico, guess what's going to go first? It won't, if it becomes a state, which it will under that scenario. There goes your tax discount, and Yaron Brook and Peter Schiff. You too will not have your tax discount anymore. And first of all, the whole Puerto Rico thing is nonsense. But so many people in Puerto Rico wanted to stay what they are now as a colony. It's very good. It's very good for Puerto Rico to be what it is. They're not their own country, and they get all this money from the United States. They get this special. They came up with a special tax thing for American citizens who know where they're. But that could disappear, and that's not the worst of our problems. I feel bad for all those dudes that are going to lose their tax thing if Puerto Rico became a state. But and then they'll expand the Supreme Court. There'll be all this craziness that'll just really rewrite the way the federal government is working. It just increased the power of the federal government insanely. Again, if all three go the wrong way, so that's a really long shot. But I'm just saying that's why the Senate races are very important. And also, I see, even if that happens, there's still great hope, because we've got here where I live these 7 states that I have identified, the Mountain West states. At that point, then we understand what true federalism is. The states start to nullify stuff. And this could be done in other states too. But states that's the beauty of the United States government. It has this back door that no one ever uses anymore, which they should, that states can just say, no, we're not doing that. Come and enforce it. No states has the cojones to do that anymore. But if something like that started happening, where all of a sudden you've got 52 states now, and like a forever Democratic majority, and all these crazy things that we can't even imagine start getting, wealth taxes start getting passed, and all sorts of nonsense. I'm not talking about secession. It's always good to have that threat, but it's so much easier just to nullify. Say we're not enforcing your federal laws. Come and get us. Come to Idaho. Come to Utah. Come bring the troops. No United States Army person. None. But if you were in the Army, would you be like, yeah, I'm being sent to Idaho to shoot people? That's crazy. Or sent to Florida, to Texas, to do this, to make war on my own people. I don't think any federal government would ever stoop to that level. We're not there yet. I'm not some doomer that believes that's the mentality of where we are. But let's I'm just giving you different scenarios where do you draw the line in the sand? If the Democrats control all three and they don't do anything crazy, great. But if they start to do the 52 state thing, you're in big, and the wealth tax thing and the Elizabeth Warren overregulation thing, you're in big trouble. So you really got to start considering nullifying and where you live and moving out of your blue state to a red state, because it is better in the red states. Lots of them already. It's awesome here in Utah. It really is. Salt Lake City, you've got all these people with Kamala signs. In Salt Lake City, it's a pretty liberal city. This is the thing I forgot. I'm glad I remember this. I'll close with this. And I know a lot of people in the red states are like, one of the biggest thing is we don't want people from California moving here. We don't want people. And as I've said before, and I actually tweeted this out, I'll add that tweet after the show, so check that out in a second. But people in these Mountain West states are like, no more Californians. But Utah have been lucky because the Californians fear Mormons, and so they're more California. It's a bigger percentage of people leaving California are going to Idaho than Utah. And based on population and proximity, it really should be more going to Utah than Idaho. But they don't, and little do they know there are plenty of Mormons in Idaho also. But I'm pretty sure it's because the California people are scared of this horrible hatred, misconceptions about Mormon people. So people kind of like hesitate about Utah, and they would rather go to Idaho. Whatever, that's fine. But I love the Mormons. I love them, and I know they're a shield. They're a shield to Californians. But when I was running the other day, after the Dodgers won the World Series, the chutzpah, the gall of this person, they've got their big Los Angeles Dodgers flag, flying from their house because they're originally from California. And in the front lawn, they got the Kamala Harris signs. I'm like, oh my God, this is what they don't want. So this is the very embodiment of what people don't want. I knew I was going to see it one of these days because I do see like Buffalo Bills flags. I'm like, I'm going to see a Buffalo Bill flag and then a Kamala sign, aren't I? I haven't seen that yet. You fled Buffalo, you fled Los Angeles, and you're still voting for the same people? What are you doing? But I haven't seen that with the Buffalo. I've seen it with the Dodgers thing now. So, all right. So, someone says that Dems are losing in NYC. No, they're not. They're dominating. So, anyway, we'll see how it goes. There is one scenario where if the polls are really get out and vote if you're a Trump person. I think that's the one thing that could guarantee his victory is if his enthusiasm is more than her people's enthusiasm. And I think it might be. And if it is, then it might, there's that 1% chance that it's not, or 10% chance that it's not going to be close. But you'll be able to see if that scenario is playing out if he wins New Hampshire. I mean, if he wins New Hampshire, I think everybody can relax. So that's it, dudes. Dems are losing in NYC. Yeah, they are. Did I read that differently? Did I say they were winning? All right, no, Dems are losing. Okay, so pound that like button, everybody. I think. Do you have any tips on buying cheap physical silver? Yes, I do. Don't do that. Don't buy silver. Why would anyone want to do that? Well, I don't understand. It's a relic. It's pointless. I mean, you can't. It doesn't do anything. What's the point? It really is like. Are you still in 1980, dude? I mean, it's not 1980. It's 2024. No one get Bitcoin. I've said it many times. I only use my fiat to buy Bitcoin. But if you gave me an option, like, what would you rather own? Gold or Ethereum? I'd pick Ethereum. If you said, Adam, what would you rather own? Silver or Solana? I would say Solana. Pound that like button, everybody. I'm going to find that link and just stay cool tomorrow and just do what you usually do. There's nothing you can do except vote. Especially, again, if you're in those Ohio and Montana, make sure any of the close Senate races, make sure you don't forget to vote for that too. That's important. Bye.